Aruba, one of the most amazing islands in the history of time. Gold mines all over the place, underground caves everywhere. One whole side of the island is wild, the other side's tame, and there's a pyramid right in the center.
Yeah.
So it's got all the makings of an absolute fantastic ancient paradise. And let's get some insight from our buddy Chini here and see what happens.
Yeah.
You never know. This place is magic. So many magical things happen. Spores. There's a mushroom called Pan Diablo that grows all over the place.
Pan Diablo means devil's bread.
Devil's bread.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It happened a long time ago. I had a fantastic time. There's people. There's what is there? There's everything. There's Inca. There's different things that grow on the cactuses. This place is a paradise of herbs and a garden of amazing, awesome things.
Like I was telling I've heard that Aruba is also known as a place where shamans and the Nagual from around the region, in the
South
American and Central American shaman and
spiritual masters, wizards,
yeah,
like that.
They were called Nagual.
Nagual, yeah, like Don Juan and whatnot. Yeah, hell yeah.
And Aruba was a place they would come to like recharge spiritually.
Wow, I believe it. Not only the pyramid, partly possibly responsible for the most beautiful weather in the history of time, but this place has a feeling that is unlike any other place. Every single person that comes here, it's called One Happy Island for so many reasons, and everyone here is so nice, and it's purely magic. So Chini's got a lot of insight. Keep it going, Chini.
Yeah. Well, also I heard at one point Aruba was known as Isla de los Gigantes.
De los what?
Gigantes means island of giants.
Really?
Yeah, that's the name.
Jesus. When was that?
Pre
1499.
Yeah. It's a Spanish name, so it's probably why Spanish conquistadors were in the region.
So when they consider 1499 as like the origin of this, like the foundation, does that mean that? Does that mean the Dutch got it then?
Probably because it was Aruba's kind of went through different hands. It was in the Portuguese hands. It was in the Spanish hands, and it was in the Dutch hands, and then it ended up staying in the Dutch hands. Some I'm not sure exactly which came first.
And that was all around kind of 1400s and shit.
Around that area, yeah.
Wow.
Because that's when pirates all around the region were working for the different the different countries, royal families. The pirates were either working for France or Spain or yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And they were and this island was known as almost like the island of enlightenment and discovery of psychedelic mastery. Cool.
That was before. That was
shamanistic.
Yeah. I think that wasn't. The Spanish probably didn't know anything about that. The Spanish probably didn't see much value in this island.
What about the gold?
Except for the gold was found at some point. I'm not sure what year. I think 16 something.
Was it in the 1600s?
Maybe even later. I'm not sure exactly.
Have recent people gone and explored these things like further than what they let you?
What, gold?
Anything. The caves. For those who don't know, Aruba is just like, there's one side of the island that's like just absolute sandy, beautiful, unbelievable beaches, coral, everything incredibly immaculate, perfect and incredible. And the other side is just as perfect and incredible, but it's wild and like waves like you wouldn't believe, fucking depth, unbelievable. Just it's the wild. There's like a wild side and a calm side,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's and the wild side has hills. The wild side has caves that go for miles. Right? They go for miles. There's one I remember we walked like 20 minutes into, and they were like, "You were not even close to the end," and they like and it almost like the tourists only go to a certain port, but is so much more to it than that.
Yeah.
Do you know
I've heard
anything?
actually that some explorers have heard about route from here to Venezuela,
Wow.
and they tried
Underground.
underground. They tried to do it, and no one ever heard from them again, I think.
Wow. What year was that?
I'm not sure what year, before the 1900s, probably.
Really? Of course there's a connection. There has to be. There's we'll get deeper and deeper into this, but me and Chini have been talking for a long time. We theorize about everything that's possible. We meet up on some spots. We differ on some spots. We respect everything. Everything's beautiful. The potential. We understand each other that everything's possible, and whatever is right is going to be awesome. And we link up on Hollow Earth a lot. And so to envision a path underground from Aruba to Venezuela, which is what, 20 miles away? 30 miles away? 40 miles?
Yeah, 20, 15 miles, I think.
Is completely possible. And it almost makes it almost guaranteed that is something that happened, because you look at this island and you see a pyramid right in the center, haystack, Kusadasi.
It's called, Heuberg.
Heuberg, that's what it is. That's what Heuberg. Haystack. Does it mean haystack?
Haystack.
Which is kind of interesting, because there's a Dutch Flemish Hieronymus Bosch who he draws the drawing the hay. Have you ever seen that drawing? The hay. I think it's called the haystack. Hieronymus Bosch has an artwork called the haystack, and there's a giant kind of haystack mound in the center.
Yeah.
And it hints at something immaculate.
Yeah, that's what the hill Aruba looks like.
Really?
That's why it just looks like a giant mound in the center.
And it's shaped perfectly like a pyramid, and it's someone that as well as people that are, as far as people that know about pyramid power, Chini lived in a pyramid at one point, built his own pyramid. And I say something about that because this island has a pyramid on it, Heuberg, and there's something so it's obviously magical. But Chini, tell us about that pyramid power.
Well, I lived in a pyramid for like 5 years. I built it. It was basically like a shack, but it was a pyramid. And because I read a book about pyramid power, and I started just little experiments with food or whatever, and it works, like energize water and stuff. And so I said, well, if it does that for fruit and little stuff, imagine what it can do to the human body. So I sat under some sticks like a pyramid, meditated, and had some nice effects. So I ended up building one, and I could say everything you do in a pyramid is like enhanced. Wow. Like your experience is enhanced if you.
I remember the boom boom you were telling me was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Everything, sex, creativity, meditation, everything is like more. And what
health wise too, you felt
health wise also
a power, an amazing innate power of universe and shapes.
Yeah, and like what remember, like say I would leave the place. I know exactly how I left the place, and when I come back, no one's been in it, but after being away for hours, sometimes days, it's like it's more clean and more than I left it.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's exactly the same, but still like.
It does it itself.
Yeah.
So almost like I personally believe so many things are electrical and energetic, and almost like it has like it. What do you
Yeah,
think? What do
yeah.
you think?
It, I saw someone on the internet post. He said he built a pyramid house, and just some intuition told him to uh, connect a wire from the top to the ground, but using sheepskin, I think,
Ooh,
sheepskin or sheep wool, because it it
electric
it attracts a lot of it can hold I guess
charge.
a charge of
I can see
static
that the
electricity.
friction.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
and
some big time of that.
and I think this guy was missing a finger or something, and he said he just by accident just the thing touched, and there was a jolt of electricity, and he lost a finger or a few fingers or something. I'm not sure if that's true, but
I wouldn't be
I
surprised.
a big pyramid, static.
Pyramids were built over water too. This island is itself over water or in its own like salt water conductor zone. So whatever you were feeling was probably 100% amazing. It's probably guaranteed something that's ancient and perfect that they don't want us to know about, because if we could power houses or feel healthy with pyramids, then we don't need their shit that they always try to sell us. And imagine if just shapes, different shapes. Imagine what every shape can do. Imagine if a pyramid is just, that's only a pyramid. That's a three-sided sacred geometric shape. What is sitting in a dodecahedron in the center? What does that do? Having a 3D artwork, a sculpture or something in the center of a dodecahedron.
Like what's called the
That could be
what's
awesome.
called it the the Epcot Center.
Look down and you see all these different zones of light, dark, and you can see like the islands going down, and you can see the gradient going down, and
Because it's basically
civilizations
mountain.
everywhere.
Basically, every island is basically at
Just
the top
keeps
of a
going.
mountain.
It just
But
keeps.
it's the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
And beneath it's just
Or I mean, is it like how? I mean, has it constantly been rising the whole thing throughout time, or
Water,
does
the
it
water?
go up and down? Like what? Who's in control of the drain? Who's in control of whatever?
And that's the deep dive that I've been to with religion. Like basically the ancient stories and all of this point to the fact that there were beings that they kind of kickstarted like they speak about Thoth, for instance, Thoth, who is was known by other names in other cultures, and
But the Mayans, is he kind of is he the scribe? I think of him when I hear of Thoth. I think of the scribe of
that's one.
information. But I don't know.
Yeah,
What do you?
and it's much
tell
more,
me what you
much more
think.
than that. Apparently, like this story, like I'll tell you about religion, like it's basically a story of two brothers, like and their family. These are the gods, so to speak, and the one who is more like a military leader, he was the one in charge for the last thousands of couple, I don't know how long.
I wonder how.
Yeah, and his brother was put in charge of kind of genetically tinkering and
constructing,
but
life,
bringing us in, like making us to be like good workers or whatever, and he ended up doing something more than that, and there's been a skirmish and struggle throughout history because of that, and you see it with that the whole imagery of the the struggle of the serpent and the eagle.
That's a big,
Yeah,
big Akia in the snake.
that's what it was. The
Eagle,
name,
or
yeah,
just
the eagle.
eagle.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
that
yeah,
word
yeah,
Akia is.
yeah. Well, think of all the the nations, civilizations that use the eagle.
Everywhere. Everywhere. All the tops of their buildings, the surrounding their buildings,
But which
their
which
coins.
ones which ones in specifically, the military ones, America,
Yep. Yeah.
the Nazis use,
Yeah.
no, like, and now the ones that had the
The power, the
serpent
violence,
or dragon symbolism. Who are they?
the Asian, Chinese,
Asians,
Mayan.
Mayans,
Yep.
all
Big time. The
those,
serpents.
and what were
All the.
see how
It's been
the
constant.
different ways that they went about their civilization. Like the Romans,
You're
for
right.
instance, are the ones that still had
Whatever they were.
the eagle before.
Yep, they
Yeah,
kept it going. They
and
kept that ego going.
they spread their civilization to
Yeah.
military might, to dominate. But the serpent, they spread their civilization to knowledge
I
and
like
building
that.
pyramids, to kickstarting civilization.
Even the Adam and Eve, incorporating that
Yeah,
even
yeah,
into
yeah.
that whole thing.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. Very.
yeah.
Keep going, Chini.
And that's what it is to this day. Like you see,
That
like,
battle.
that battle. Yeah,
That's the duality of,
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
one of the, but
yeah.
there is that main. It feeds it. It's almost. Is it what is that? What makes it so intense? Like like would we be as satisfied in paradise without a battle? I've always felt this, even since I was very young. And I wonder if the younger generation now feels it the same way. If they're getting the same hints or something, or if it's the same programming, or if it's the same divine programming, or CIA fed programming. But are they? I mean, I always felt that we were that our generation, our year, our people were destined. Whether it's 2012, but I wonder if that's every generation, or if it's if we really are headed for something absolutely spectacular that needs to happen for all of humanity to
Yeah, I think our generation definitely is on the
Getting-
cusp of something extraordinary that other generations been. We're the generation that's gonna
Is
experience that whatever,
I
that
feel
change
like
or whatever.
it feels like it.
But that thing what you said, like I thought about it, like and like maybe we always need like some kind of
Challenge.
strife or challenge, otherwise it's boring. Like
Yeah.
a story, like try making a story where
That's
there's
just perfect.
no challenge, no kind of
It's true.
obstacle whatsoever. That's a boring story. It's like, yeah, you gotta.
We are. I see art. That's why I can't help but think that they put art right in the middle of Earth for some specific reason.
That you
for some
you
technical
say like
reason. It's
words,
the
words,
spell.
and thing, yeah. They
It's
have
something.
the deeper meaning.
So much.
Yeah,
They wanted to. It's things that they. I have a feeling even that like with popular songs you'll hear it like the certain choruses I refuse to say even of different
for sure.
because you're not because you can tell you're not
even
supposed to say them.
even normally like songs that women are singing.
Yeah.
Like okay, I'm gonna say that. It's raining, man. Let me tell you this story. Like years ago when I'm almost not sure I should tell the story, but anyway, yeah, it has to do with like
we can
rock.
always doesn't have to.
Rock. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just talking about like years ago when I first like and when here in Aruba first started tripping on psychedelics like acid and stuff. Like I met a guy who later like we all like formed a band and stuff. And me and this guy became friends, and he was telling me how back in the day he was like a drummer and he's playing they was into real like death metal stuff like but like the real like satanic stuff like and
I never liked that.
Like and but
Like
you know, you
metal,
just talking about it, and it just so happened as I was walking by, like a gate, a dog bit me. What the hell? Like shit. Actually, that was like an omen of bad shit to come. And the next day, we tripped on acid.
with this guy
Yeah,
and his dog.
Not that
No
dog. No,
dog.
no, no. But anyway, a whole lot of shit happened. But end up, we all got possessed for a minute. And I remember me just blanking out and kind of coming back. And everyone looking at me like, and my friend who just came by, they're like, you people are crazy. And then the next day they tell me the story.
What they say? Your body did something.
Yeah.
That you don't have no idea about.
Yeah. And
What they said.
it was like just like as easy as that. Like, I don't want to get into all of that now, but yeah. And that's why back to Aruba, the area that this happened is an area that
Known for
it's
that?
known. It has a very well known
Psychic presence.
paranormal
Wow.
yeah. Something happened at the house.
Which area? What area is this?
This is one of the rock formations. This one, yeah, called this one is Casibari, and the other one is Ayo.
This is Ayo.
Yeah.
Ayo formation.
Ayo formation.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There's something, and again.
Yeah.
Holy God! The Aruba has every single. I don't know, and no one's talked about it, but it has every single characteristic of an ancient, amazing civilization. They say 1499 again, but boom, there's a pyramid in the center. There's the gold formations. There's caves. There's underground everything. There's possible, most definitely, a path to South America. This is 20 miles away, 30 miles away. There has to be an underground. Amazing. And again, when you go to Aruba too, the on the hotel side, there's the ocean that goes for 10 miles until it becomes absolutely outrageously wild. It's like calm, beautiful, and perfect on the hotel side, and then it becomes something immense. How many? What is that? About 10 miles?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly. Maybe something like that, probably.
But it's amazing. This place it's just a magical in every possible way, and protected in some divine, almost like just absolutely fantastic way. Has there been like anything around Haystack that would lead to it being like potentially something? This is something under that thing. It looks exactly like a perfect triangle pyramid. You get to the top of it, and it's like there's some big rocks. There's like a communications tower.
Yeah, because since it's like the highest point.
It's the highest point on the island.
Perfect to put
it's amazing observation. But it's something. What is it? What is it? If you were to dig deep, like down into the center?
Down into it, I don't know. It seems to be a natural formation. But that's what makes it even more interesting. That it's almost
perfect.
It's perfect. It's not cornered, but it's a cone.
It is. Yeah. It's a perfect cone.
Yeah. That's why they call it the haystack, because it's basically like a big old haystack. Yeah.
And there's steps leading up to it.
The steps are made.
The view is awesome.
Yeah.
There's great plants growing all over it.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. It's amazing. There's something. It makes me think that it's partly responsible for the weather of being so awesome, or just traveling, the energy being so awesome, or like it's almost a remnant of something ancient that was designed to do something spectacular, and it did it. It's still doing it.
That's what I thought about. Like Aruba would be a perfect place to like it sounds bad, like a kind of experiment with like different things, like you can have a group that's focused on like communing with the weather and making that the weather is always perfectly nice.
Yep.
And
psychic experiments like you could never do anywhere else.
or because it's a small island, so like
You're all unite quick.
yeah, and something spreads quick.
Quick.
It's small,
You're a
and you know what I
family.
mean.
It's
Yeah, it's like,
amazing.
but it's like
It's unlike
a
anything I've ever been.
microcosm in itself, like
Of the universe, of
yeah,
Earth,
yeah,
of the
yeah,
realm.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It really
Like
is.
that whole concept of the melting pot. America is a melting pot. Aruba is the real melting pot. You know,
It is.
and this, yeah.
You get it. You have the Islander, the Dutch, and everyone that else that comes, and it's there's something mad. If you've never been here, this place is unlike any other place. Have people scuba dived along the wild side and like ever tried to find? There's a lot of wreckage of boats, but like, have people ever seen anything like any? I wonder if there's like if you were to go down and see tunnels underneath.
I don't know about tunnel. Only thing I know is there's just as we was talking about the rock formations.
Yeah,
there's one.
That place is nuts.
Well, there's one in the water, like on the north side.
Really?
Yeah.
How far out?
Well, not too far out. You can like see it right there. Yeah.
Holy good God! How far? What's it called?
I don't know if they have a name for it.
I've never heard of that, and I'd love to see that. How far do you? I wonder how far you have to go.
You could probably. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but you could probably see it from standing from like up the corner.
Wow. A baby beachish?
No, probably a little more towards the rocky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty awesome. And what is that? I mean, there's so many different things all over the place in the ocean, everywhere, different depths. Everything changes constantly. The old arches. Do you think those are completely natural? Do you think those might have been something at some point?
What arches?
The how Aruba had the natural arches that inevitably.
The natural bridge.
Do you think that could even be? Could that even have been something, a remnant of some architecture?
No, it's probably
natural.
No, it's just natural, probably. Yeah.
I get some crazy stuff around.
Yeah.
That mine, what's that other? There's a gold mine over by that area. That's maybe that stone kind of wreckage.
Yeah.
By the ostrich farm.
Yeah. It's the smelt gold there. Yeah.
Yeah, the smelting.
Yeah.
So much to see in this place. So much to discover, and is there a culture of people that are going diving down, exploring, trying to like just go deep into this place?
Not necessarily. It's people that dive to go fishing,
but not for archaeological exploration.
No.
Is that something that could happen?
Probably could. Yeah, probably could. I just knew one guy who like he really like kind of like. Kickstarted like archaeology.
Here?
Yeah. Like
who's he?
Peruvian guy. Forgot his name.
Interesting. No.
See, I forgot his name. We can look up.
We'll find out.
He's telling me like that Aruba in the long ago past, like a few thousand years ago, maybe. Had a river running through it.
Wow. That means it was way bigger too here. Maybe.
But the water was running through. It was probably seawater. It was probably I think the canal from there by the natural the lagoon.
Yep, by the center.
Yeah.
Wow.
That probably went through to the other side. Yeah.
It doesn't go that far anymore.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. But it makes sense. It could go because it's like valleys that go towards it. But yeah, like actually, three people more told me about seeing a giant Indian in the caves.
Down here?
Yeah.
Seeing actual giants?
Someone basically very tall, taller than the roof.
Wow.
But it was like almost like a paranormal experience. It was
psychedelic.
Hey, you got the twit. one or two people told me they saw it while they was tripping on acid or something like that.
Wow.
And this one guy told me, another friend of mine, who he has a spiritual teacher who teaches them how to astral travel and things like that. And
On the island?
yeah, he's not on the island now, but there's this guy who was a spiritual teacher. I won't call his name, but not if he wants to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but he said, yeah, like they know there is I don't know, 10 foot tall something Indian living in the caves, like a spirit of an Indian living in the caves, and they say he fights evil with he has a spear, like but it's like a thunder,
Bolt.
yeah, lightning spear, yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, I guess that's what some people have seen.
Damn. In the caves down here in Aruba.
In the cave. But one guy told me, and this guy told me this guy is smoking crack when he saw it. he saw him. He said he saw him in the street, like running, coming towards him. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my god, I wouldn't be surprised. Man, if there was a place to put a portal, it would be or like to an underground Hollow Earth like pathway. It would be here, and with all the mines here and in the underground tunnels. They're unbelievable. They're so cool. They're like in this island, you can tell it's it's not like just like an island. It's these islands aren't something that just like is floating in the middle of water. It's something embedded into like the fabric of everything and the foundation.
Basically a mountain peak.
Exactly. Yeah. And so it could be anywhere, everything. It could be so deep. It's
Happy Valentine's.
You want to say anything, Chini, about how we can find you? We're gonna fire Chini up. We're gonna get him in the community because he's a legend.
Yeah, I don't have my whole thing up and going yet. So
soon.
Yeah.
And either way, check the info of everything I do with Chini, and I'll post whatever I can. That is a great way to connect with him. Aruba's the best place ever. Chini, oh yeah.